Hey everyone, I'm Amanda with Sweet Pieces, and today I am going to show you how to apply a glaze to General Finishes milk paint, which we also lovingly refer to as General Finishes furniture paint. So this is part 2. We have a part 1 video showing how to apply the General Finishes milk paint. So now I'm showing you how to apply a glaze. So a lot of times we use the General Finishes furniture paint as more of a modern finish. So this, we can use like a glossy top coat on it. I think it's great for like nice modern one color finishes. But I wanted to show you guys how you can also use it to create more layered effects and to highlight this ornate detail. So we did this with, I think we did about 2 coats of this really, really pretty ballerina pink. And now I'm going to do a gray glaze on top of this. And I also have, so this is smoky gray glaze. And then we also have a clear base. And I like to have a clear base. So the clear base allows you to hide a plethora of sins. So if you are not really versed in working with glazes, the clear glaze just allows you to look like a pro. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my chip brush, dip it into my clear glaze, and I'm just going to kind of brush this on. And I'll do one side of this, and I'm not so concerned about getting it on the glass because we can kind of wipe that back. So I'm just getting it all up and down here. And all of these products, if you're wondering, oh my gosh, I want to do that, I want to buy these products, you can either visit your local retailer that carries these products, or you can visit our website at sweetpieces.com 24/7, shop in your jammies. We make it really easy peasy for you, and we ship like the next day, so you'll get your product really, really fast. Or if you're lucky enough to live close to us here on Long Island, come and visit us, and we'll walk you through your projects right here in the shop. Okay, so I've kind of spread this out. You know, you can see how I'm getting it in the grooves and crevices. I'm kind of rubbing it in there. And I consider this like my slip coat. So this allows me to kind of, you know, play around with it. I have my handy dandy shop towels. I'm going to just tear one off here, fold it, and I'm going to use another chip brush to apply my smoky gray glaze. And I stirred that up. You want to make sure you stir your products. The General Finishes products you want to stir, not shake, okay? Don't forget that. And I'm just going to apply this. Now, if you love the way this looks and you just want like an itty bitty piece of the pink peeking through, you could just leave it just like this. But I think half the fun of using glaze is when you get to wipe it back and see what it looks like. So I'm just going to add a little bit more glaze here, and I'm going to take my shop towel and I'm just going to wipe it back. So depending on how much you want to do, like the fact that you have the clear glaze down first allows you to control this. So if you've ever done a glaze and you've had a hard time because you couldn't control how much was staying on the piece, clear glaze base is your answer. So you just want to lay it down beforehand. And you saw how I did it too. I'm doing it in sections. So I'm going to kind of work on this a little bit by little. And I also got a little bit down here, which I didn't put my clear glaze on. So that wiped off pretty good. But if it didn't, I could take just a little bit of clear glaze and kind of rub it on here. And then wipe it back, and that'll remove it. Now, if you wait an hour, it's not going to do that. You've got to kind of catch it. And you can see down here, I kind of messed this up a little bit. So now I'm just going to take I have my clear glaze brush in my hand, and I just kind of, you know, brushed it out a little bit so that I can make that look even. So now I'm taking this, and I have to tell you, if you are heavy-handed, like so many of my customers, you want to just really be mindful of that and try not to be so heavy-handed. You know, just like take it back a step, take it back a notch. And just like I'm barely holding the brush and my wrist is very loose. And I'm just, I'm kind of just feathering this brush and just like kissing the surface of this. And that just, it makes it, I don't know, it just kind of, it feathers it out a little bit. I guess it's kind of like if you were cutting hair. You wouldn't want to be so choppy, heavy-handed. You want to be like a little bit softer. So now I like the way that looks. I can move on to my next section. I can continue to take this back if I want to. So you can really kind of play around with that. So let's see if I can do this. Let's pretend we didn't do anything up here. So let me pretend that you have clear glaze. Being very daring here. And I'm going to just take a little bit of glaze on my brush. And I'm going to brush this here. See, now that's not a good example because this looks pretty good. But if a lot of times when you're working on a really big surface, especially like a tabletop or like the side of a cabinet or something, it's very hard to create a very consistent glaze finish without having that clear base. When you're working on a smaller project like this, it's a little bit easier to kind of keep control of it. But again, if you have an issue, you can always go back with your clear glaze on top of it and really kind of wipe this back. So you can see there, I really could take it back. Again, that's only if you're going into it right after you've already applied it. If you, put clear glaze on and then you're like, oh, you know what, I'm going to run to the store and go get it. It's not going to be enough time. It's going to be dry by then. So you do want to make sure you get that clear glaze on there, as you're starting the project. But you can use it to really wipe it back. I did my mother-in-law's kitchen cabinets. I'll have to show you guys some pictures. We'll post that. I'll post that really soon. She had these oak cabinets, those oak cabinets that we all want to change, right? And we added some moldings. They came out so beautiful. She's thrilled with it. We changed her countertop, we changed her backsplash, just gave her a fresh new look on the kitchen, and it looks great. But I did a really, really light, I actually mixed gray and Van Dyke brown glaze and did a really, really faint, like grayish, brownish glaze. And that's another thing, you can mix the glazes, so go ahead and feel free to do that to create your own custom colors. So I applied my clear and now I'm just applying the gray on top of it. So anyway, I used a lot of clear glaze to kind of control the amount of glaze because I really, it's a whole kitchen, so you want to make sure that it looks consistent. And you're probably wondering, oh, can I do my kitchen cabinets like so many of our customers do? You absolutely can. It's so super easy peasy. It's easy. I didn't say it wasn't going to be a lot of work, but it is easy. And it's totally doable, so don't be afraid. So now I'm going to just take my rag and just kind of wipe back here. And again, I want it to kind of look somewhat consistent with this side over here. And, you really just got to wipe it back until you get the look that you want. And here's the other thing that you could do. You can wait for this to dry, and then you can layer another color on top of it. So we'll see how I'm feeling once this is done. I may want to add a little bit of white glaze on top of this. So then we'll have some pink and some gray and a little bit of white. I always say that, having layers is what makes your finishes look like they're a designer finish, or that they came out of our Restoration Hardware or in our house, or, one of those expensive stores that we all love to shop and drool in. So, that's really the way to do it, is by layering your finishes. So give glazing a try. Don't be afraid to do it even with the general finishes paint and with more ornate style finishes and pieces, because it's a really, really great way to create really beautiful layered finishes. I see here that this little piece that's raised is not as wiped back over here. So I'm just going to take my rag and just wipe a little bit. Sometimes your blue paper towels will, you know, get a little messed up on here, but it's okay, just pull them back. And then even now, I think, you know, what has it been, 10 minutes or so, if I take my clear and I go back over this, I could lighten it a little bit if I really wanted to, but I'm kind of digging this. I like the way it looks. I'm going to go back with my clear brush, and I'm just going to feather in this corner a little bit because I see that there's a little bit of an inconsistency. And I don't know if you saw that, but there was just a little piece here that wasn't covered, and just taking that brush and feathering it out ever so softly. I'm barely touching the surface. And then here, I'm going to leave this. We're going to finish this. Stay tuned to the end to make sure that you see what the finished product looks like. We're going to post a picture for you. I'm just going to put my clear glaze there and wipe this so that I can start with a fresh piece there. Perfect. All right, I'm going to finish this up. We're going to show you the after, and I hope you'll stop by and visit us. I hope this was helpful. I hope this is going to inspire you to try a brand new project, test out some new products, and I hope to see you guys soon. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Want to learn more?